What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down this great route here from Justin Jefferson at 2021 NFL Vikings training camp. So we're going to be talking about how you guys can approach a DB, close the space with him, make him uncomfortable, and react off of what leverage he takes, and then obviously how you guys can get separation on a 10-yard out route versus man coverage. So I hope this video gives you guys some value, but also, fellas, if you guys want some exclusive drills and tips to help your overall game as a wide receiver, check out that very first link in the description for our Route Running Bible. What our Route Running Bible is over an hour and a half's worth of specific content where we give you a 2-week route running training program, how to improve your route running in 10 days, and we give you a 49-minute long video on 20 different press releases, when to use each press release, and then drills to work on each specific press release, okay? So it's a 2-for-1 program value. Hope you guys could check that out. Very first link in the description, fellas, our Route Running Bible. Let's get started. So we're going to be looking at this route here. So we got this DB and this catch technique, right? I know a couple of you were asking about that catch technique yesterday, and that's what we're going to focus on. So the main thing we got to be thinking about is I want to close the space. I don't want to just run into this route. I want to close the distance and try to get a read. So let's watch this full speed. So he does a great job setting him up to the outside, restacking to the inside, and throwing this rocker step at the top of this thing, okay? So this is like kind of one of those things where everybody thinks that, and a lot of receiver coaches who don't know what they're talking about, oh, you got to run an out route, you must take an outside release, right? But this is a perfect example of what happens if he takes away the outside release. Let's take the inside release, and we got to have a plan for this thing, right? So again, off coverage, kind of this catch technique, we're off the ball. I got to close the distance. I can't just try to run off in this thing because he's going to get hands and he's going to be all over me. So I got to make him uncomfortable. I got to try to step on his toes. So that's exactly what Jefferson does. Right here, he's just gathering info, right? When you close the space with him, you could react either way. If he wants to jump to the inside and seal it, then we got to take the outside release. Let's work back the best we can to restack, maybe chicken wing him, lean into him a little bit, then break it off. But if he wants to take the outside, if he wants to give me the inside release, that's fine. I just give this move to the outside and I react. This is all about reacting in this case, fellas. If he wants to open way up and try to force me to the sideline, fine by me. Let's take the inside release. Let's work to restack, or we can work a throw by move. So when I get to here off of this release, my mindset should be, let's get back over the top. I got to restack. I got to get him on my back hip so I can set him up at the top of this route. But again, we got to have a plan. Playing receiver is a lot about having a plan, but also about having a reactionary plan, as I like to call it. You got to be prepared for all these different situations. That's why you need to rep it, right? Because again, obviously as a receiver, you can't be thinking about all this stuff. You can't be thinking about, oh, okay, if he goes this, I'm going to do this. If he does that, you got to react off of it. It's got to be second nature. It's got to be automated in your head. So you see him jump to the outside, fine. Take the inside release. I'm working one of two things, restack or throw by. That's it. It's got to be instinctual. You got to be able to react off of it. So when we're right here from Justin Jefferson, he does a great job of restacking. Now, when I restack, I do a couple things to get space. I can work a rocker step. I can give a heavy indicator cut. Jefferson decides to go with the rocker step right here. And this is a great example of how when you actually throw with your upper half, you see, I know it's a little blurry, but when we play it a little bit faster motion, you can really see how much he sells with that upper half, how much he turns those shoulders, hips, eyes to the inside. That's what's going to make a DB commit. It's not about stepping super wide. So many receivers make that mistake. They step and they reach out on their cuts. It's about your upper half, man. It's your feet got to be sudden. Your feet got to be explosive, yeah. And you don't want to open up your toes, but you want to throw with your hip and you want to throw your upper half to the inside because that's where that DB's watching. He shouldn't be looking. If you guys just give a little lean, a little head fake, that ain't going to do anything. It's got to be your whole body, like you're playing basketball. You're crossing him over so I can get him to jump to the inside, and look at the amount of separation that I'm able to create. Ball's out on time. That's an easy money play for Justin Jefferson. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. So just make sure, fellas, we don't force the outside release. If Jefferson were to come up here and he were to just run to the outside, DB would get right into his hip. He'd be a yard away from the sideline. When you guys got to run an out route, that is an impossible throw for the quarterback. You don't understand how hard that is until you've actually played quarterback. Then when that receiver's right up next to the sideline, I got to put this thing perfectly at the perfect time with enough velocity to where only your guy can get it, and that is almost impossible when you have a yard from the sideline. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Jefferson getting a reaction off of this DB, taking the inside release, and then obviously working that rocker step at the top of this break. All right, guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comments below. I always appreciate the feedback, so I want to thank you for that. And again, fellas, over an hour and a half's worth of route running content, advanced drills, how to improve your route running in 10 days, and you get a video 49 minutes long, 20 press releases, when to use it, and then the specific drills to work on each release. Hope you guys could check that out. I'll see you guys next time.